Right. Item 9, the purchase and operation of mobile climbing tower. Councillor Lloyd. Firstly, aim 1 of the Council's corporate plan 2007-21 states that will improve the quality of life, social justice for residents, so it's much closer to that enjoyed by the rest of Warwickshire. Priority 3 of that being to work in partnership to improve health and reduce the health inequities for the residents in the borough. Aim 2 of the plan also states that we'll work in partnership to reduce the level of crime and disorder, so that the community is and feels safer, with priority 1 being dealing with antisocial behaviour and working in partnership providing activities to encourage engage with youngsters. And that's what this report, I believe, is doing. The report provides the opportunity for the borough to deliver a range of activities through a mobile climbing tower, offering the opportunities to engage with local communities in parks, open spaces, community events, and in the town centre and community hub sites across the borough. It will allow us to provide a different form of physical activity while engaging with the residents on their own patch and supporting the council's corporate objectives I mentioned above. The acquisition of the mobile climbing tower will provide a new, exciting tool to engage with local people. It is felt that the climbing tower will support breaking down the barriers that are experienced with traditional types of leisure activities, and will provide and engage a tool within our communities for a range of health and wellbeing activities, while encouraging at the same time physical activity. The ability of the total mobile flexible facility will allow all areas of the borough to benefit from this delivery. All we need is a hard standing. The climbing tower will also have the ability to be externally hired out for income generation purposes. At times when we do not require the equipment, the delivery and the operation will fall under the governance of Recreation Director, with the sports development team heading it up. Me as portfolio will be monitoring the situation and evaluating its delivery very closely. The financial resources in the report to deliver this will require the revision of the 2015-16 capital programme and the investment of $39,500 to purchase the equipment. In conclusion, Chair, by using the current 4x4, retraining existing staff, using the wall as an income generator in downtime, it will be more than capable of paying for itself whilst delivering a different form of physical activity. We are also actively looking for different external funding options to provide a full-size static climbing wall, so we can signpost any interested youngsters to that facility, creating new sporting opportunity and hopefully new sporting clubs in the borough. This is an exciting new sporting opportunity we are bringing into the borough, and I recommend it to the Cabinet.
Thank you. Mrs. Condell.
Thank you. I should say here that I am a member of the Nuneaton Mountaineering Club, have been for the past 15 years, do use climbing walls, have climbed outside and things. So initially I thought, maybe, but I have a huge number of concerns based on my experience of what you need for climbing and things. It's not just the actual purchase of the tower things, it's all the other stuff you need. You need harnesses. If you're going to do rock climbing properly, you need rock shoes. There's belaying, all sorts of activity. I don't know whether this thing is equipped with auto, that you're planning on getting, is equipped with auto belay and things. But there's an awful lot of other things. Concern is staff. I mean, I've done reasonable amount of climbing and things, but actually supervising people is a different kettle of fish altogether. And most people would want to have the MTE SPA, which is the Mountaineering Training England Single Pitch Award. And I know some of the people who do hire out those do have that qualification. That doesn't come just like that. I don't think it, you know, even having climbed for 10, 12 years, I'd be qualified enough to actually achieve that award. It's the liabilities and things, you know, it can be risky if it's not done, you know, properly. The health and safety thing, and marketing it. I don't know whether we've got the experience. It is quite a niche situation. I know someone who does run an outdoor, and he's now up in North Wales, but you know, did find it very difficult. They've got a mobile climbing wall, and they did find it very difficult getting the places to actually take it. And it is a relatively limited market. Yes, it's great fun and what have you and things. A mobile climbing wall would really only be a taster thing, because if you actually want to progress in the sport, you've got all sorts of different grades, and we go to climbing wall at, you know, Red Point at Birmingham, been quite a bit to Bear Rock at University of Warwick and things, and you know, you've got a choice of like 45 or 60 different routes of different grades, and you work gradually as you get better, you work up the grades. You can't do that on a climbing wall. So without there being a local climbing wall, if you could get a local proper climbing wall here, then yes, it would, you know, people could give it a go and then move on to actually using, you know, a climbing wall and working through the grades. And then outdoor climbing is slightly different again, and, you know, need different equipment to really be safe there. Things. I don't know, you know, would people be charged to use it? Because it is actually quite an expensive, you know, sport, and that's why we don't go very often. You know, over in Birmingham it's about £8 a session, and that's not including having to hire, you know, the equipment if you haven't already got that. So it's not a cheap sort of sport for people to get into, because
It allows you to wind up, because
yeah,
I'll let you go on, Pastor.
yeah, there's no. The other thing is the vehicle use and things, because I do have great concerns that it would really restrict what the park people can do, because I do the volunteers with the Parks Department on a Thursday, so I know it's used, you know, the van's used quite a bit from them.
Thank you. Any questions to Mrs. Conductor? Thank you very much. Councillor Jackson.
My only experience of climbing, I have to say, was one expedition up Mount Snowdon when I was mayor leader, so I'm not a climbing expert in any way.
Snowdon's not climbing.
I said I was not an expert in any way. I do recall several years ago us having some young people come to the town hall and actually take part in public speaking, saying they wanted some kind of skate park facility. They were very impressive, and I have to say, as a result of that representation from younger people, that idea was taken on board, and we opened skate parks, which have been phenomenally successful. And we don't have sort of a feeder, bigger skate park you can go to. We have what we get, and they are very, very well used. Similarly, more recently, we've had outdoor gyms installed in several locations, which are fantastically used. And I'm sure people were concerned about, you know, you should be shown how to use them properly, the rowing machines and everything else there is. They're used with very little problem at all, to my knowledge. In fact, you have to queue almost to get on the ones in some of the parks. They're fantastic. I'm quite excited about this. Our officers obviously need to make sure that the appropriate health and safety and use of equipment is going along. But a new facility for people in this area at a time when we've been forced to make huge, severe cuts to what we are providing people, I think is really exciting and something that is not going to be a massive expense to the residents. It's a very small relative amount of money. I think it's quite exciting, and I look forward to seeing this in the fullness of time being used to the great extent that our outdoor gyms are used, our skate parks and other things. I think it's a positive thing. So I welcome Cabinet Member bringing it in.
Thank you. Councillor Lloyd?
Yeah, we can all put obstacles in the way of any facility that is brought into the borough, but it's not about us putting obstacles in, it's but breaking down those obstacles. And everything that's been mentioned earlier on, reference training, the people that are going to be delivering this project are going to be correctly trained. That is happening. The equipment comes with the climbing wall, and they'll be trained sufficiently how to use that equipment as well. Liability. We've looked at the liability angle, and that has all been sorted out by our legal department. Health and safety. Of course, you know, the people that are going to be delivering this are going to be brought up to date with the health and safety issues that surround this. Other organisations do operate climbing walls. We use one from Derbyshire. We've hired it out, we've had hired it in a couple of times. Yes, there is a niche market there. Yeah, and this council holds it because we're going to have one. And yes, we will be hiring it out, and there will be a charge when we hire it out. The reason that charge is going to be for hiring it out is because it's going to fund it, hopefully over the period and lifetime of the wall. So it's a win-win situation. The 4x4 that I mentioned, yes, we were looking at buying a new 4x4 specifically to do this job. We're now not. We're using the existing one because that existing one is already used, until it's ready for to be replaced. The parts will be replaced with the new one, and we'll be using the old one. It also actually allows us to use it in marketing departments. It will also enable us to use it in any events that take place. So the events team can actually use the 4x4 as well. So it's actually freeing up the events team and sports development to do more work within the communities, because they'll have a 4x4 that's dedicated to them. At very little extra cost. I think it's about £2,000. It's going to cost us something like that to revamp that 4x4 to tow this around the borough. Marketing. I have every confidence in sports development, every confidence in our marketing team. So, yeah, you've heard, I've said, we are actively looking for outside funding to support a full-size climbing wall, so we can signpost the youngsters in this borough to a climbing wall within this borough from the mobile climbing wall, rather than having to send them to Rugby or send them down to Birmingham or over to Coventry to carry on with the climbing. We want to encourage new sports within the borough. This is a new sport. It's not about putting obstacles in the way. Yes, we've got to be safe. We are going to be safe. The training's going to be in place. We're going to be using existing staff. It's a win-win position, and as I say, I commend it to Cabinet. I think it's an excellent and an exciting venture, and I wish the sports development team all the best.
Any other member? Well, I think we've always been an authority that looks at new ideas and tries to provide things for our community, which is not, in general, the wealthiest community in the country, so that they don't have to go everywhere else to find activities, and so that people of all walks of life can enjoy facilities here, whatever their level of income. And it was always a very sad moment for me when the county dropped the idea of having a ski slope at Judkins, because that was one thing where our local residents and children would not have had to go to the Alps or wherever to start skiing, and would have been able to do things locally. However, the hill wasn't in Stratford, so it didn't get the approval. It's just a big hill of nothing. So I'm very pleased that we're looking to do this. I have to say that the officer putting forward this has looked into all the details of the safety and so on, and is very keen on outdoor activities. And I hope in no small part did he get that from me when he was 13 and used to come on youth hostel and PGL activities where he first started getting a taste for these outdoor activities. He's not here craftily, because you probably know that I was going to say that. But I think with every confidence that our team down there will make sure things are safe. Nobody can ever ensure anything is 100% safe, because we wouldn't do anything at all if that was the case. We'd never build a playground. We'd fill in every lake and pool and river, and there are always small dangers in life, but as a council we need to be able to give people activities that are fun and exciting and at a reasonable cost, because people here deserve it just as much as anywhere else. So I'm extremely 100% in favour. So all those in favour of the report? Thank you very much. Item